Dietitian, and welcome to Healthy Made Simple, where I show you how to make healthy eating simple. In this video, I will be sharing a day of balanced meals and snacks. Now, this is actually how I ate on a Sunday when I was home. So I had a little bit of extra time for meals, but I was actually busy all day working on chores around the house. So I didn't want to spend a lot of time on meals, but I wanted to put a little extra effort into putting together some balanced, healthy meals and snacks for us. So in this video, you'll see what breakfast, lunch, afternoon snack, and dinner I had on that day. And I hope this gives you some inspiration if you're looking for ideas about how you can balance your meals and snacks throughout the day to make some healthy choices. If you're interested, stay tuned to see a day's worth of healthy and balanced meals. Let's go! Alrighty, for breakfast, I'm going to do a hard-boiled egg and toast with Laughing Cow. Very simple and easy breakfast. I'm going to start by boiling the water for my eggs. And while my water is boiling, I'm going to move on to toasting my bread. I'm using this Milton's healthy whole grain bread. I'm going to use 2 slices. 1 slice is going to be for me, 1 slice for my husband. And I'm only doing 1 egg and 1 slice of toast for myself for this breakfast because I was not too hungry. Now, when my water has boiled, I'm going to add in my eggs gently and cook them for between 4 to 6 minutes, depending on how you like it done. I personally prefer my eggs on the firmer side. My husband likes them on the runnier side. So 4 minutes if you like them runny, 6 minutes if you like them a little bit more firm. And then I'm going to make my specialty coffee for the weekend. I'm using the Silk Almond Creamer, the sweet and creamy one. This is by far my favorite dairy-free creamer. And this is a special drink for me for the weekend. So I'm going to go a little bit heavier on the creamer. And then I'm going to go in with my stirrer to foam it up. This is what I like to do on those weekends when I'm craving Starbucks, but I don't want to go get Starbucks because I'm trying to cut back on the sugar and the cost of it as well. So I like to do a little specialty drink for myself at home instead. So there we go. My creamer is all foamed up nicely, and I'm just going to add my brewed coffee into that. I have a Keurig at home, so I'm just going to brew a K-Cup and have that go directly into that foam to make it almost like a latte at home. Very simple and easy, lower in sugar compared to what you would get at a coffee place, and a nice option for the weekend. All right, my eggs are boiled, so I'm going to add those to the ice water to stop the cooking process and cool them off a little bit so I can peel them. And then I'm going to go in with my Laughing Cow. I'm using the light version here. You can use the full fat version as well, whatever you prefer. I just like to cut back a little bit on the fat with the light version, and I'm going to spread that on top. I always like to make sure I have either some sort of a protein or a healthy fat option that's going to go on top of my toast to help balance out those carbs and make it more filling. And then I'm going to peel my egg, and that's going to be my extra protein that's going to be added. I like to go higher on protein for breakfast because 1, I'm not too hungry, and number 2, a small amount of protein does keep me full for those next couple hours until lunchtime. Then I'm adding salt and pepper to taste, to have some seasoning on top, and then there's my foamed up coffee beverage on the side to have a nice, healthy, easy breakfast on the weekend with some toast, some egg, and some coffee to have a nice, healthy option to start my day. Alrighty. And then for lunch, I had a chicken Caesar wrap. Now, I'm putting wrap in quotation marks, and I'll show you why in a little bit. But first, I'm going to start by chopping up this fully cooked chicken breast bites. I get these from Costco. I'm going to use 2 packs for me, my husband, and my son. You can totally use them in the size that they come. You don't have to chop them up, but I find that having it into smaller pieces just works a little bit better for us. I like that bite-sized piece throughout versus big chunks of chicken in my wraps. So I'm going to chop those up into little pieces, and I like that these are fully cooked, already packed. They last a while, and it's a good lean protein option easily. All right, I'm going to make my Caesar salad kit, and that's going to be the Caesar portion of my chicken wrap. And I'm just going to put all the fixings that come in there, the dressing and the toppings that are included in the salad kit. And you absolutely do not need to do a salad kit for this. You can easily just chop up your own lettuce, put some Caesar dressing on top, and call it a day. I just happen to have one of these salad kits left over from a party, so I was trying to make use of it at home. And as you can tell, I was being lazy and I didn't want to use any dishes, so I was just putting everything directly into the bag and shaking it up to mix it around. In hindsight, I probably should have put it into a bowl. This was more cumbersome than I realized to shake it up in the bag just because there was a lot of salad in there. But you can absolutely just make your own Caesar salad by just chopping up some lettuce, putting some Caesar dressing on top, throwing maybe some Parmesan and croutons on top. It's a very simple salad to make. All right, let's put together the wrap. Now for my tortilla, I'm going to use this Carb Balance flour tortilla. I love these. I get these from Costco. They're higher in protein and fiber. So I find that they're a much more filling option compared to your good old flour tortilla. And you can get by with having just one most of the time. And then I'm going to add my Caesar salad kit on top. And the reason why I call this a wrap in quotation marks is because I'm not going to actually wrap it up into a nice wrap that you can hold in your hand and bite into. In order to do that, you need a much bigger tortilla, which means more carbs. You get those end pieces that are pretty much just tortilla, which I find unnecessary. I'd rather make it a little bit messier and make it almost like a wrap taco kind of thing that I can hold in my hand to cut back on those carbs and still get all the fillings that I want in there. Then I'm going to put my chicken on top, make sure I go, heavy on the chicken. I'm putting a decent amount of that chicken I chopped up to make sure this is higher protein to keep me full after lunchtime. And you can, of course, mix it all around together, but I personally like the layers that go on top. And then I'm going to add in a little bit of those croutons to have some extra crunch in there. I like the crunch that the croutons provide. Yes, it's a little bit of extra carb, but honestly, it does not hurt in the long run. Overall, this is still a very balanced meal, especially considering the tortilla that we picked. That's a higher protein and fiber option. And there we go. There's my chicken Caesar wrap that's ready. As you can see, it's not perfect like a little wrap that's going to be handheld, but it still tastes delicious. You can still hold it in your hands. It might be a little bit messy, but that's okay when you're having a wrap at home on the weekend. All right, my afternoon snack was apple with almond butter. We recently went apple picking, so these were actually fresh apples that we had picked ourselves. So I'm just going to slice those guys up and have them along with almond butter. I love apple and almond butter together as a snack in the afternoon. I like that you get that a little bit of energy from the apple, and I like having some sort of a fruit in the afternoon for that extra sugar. And then, of course, we want to balance it out with some sort of a higher protein or fat option on the side, which is where the almond butter comes in. You can absolutely do other types of butters as well. You can do peanut butter or sunflower butter, but I personally like this Kirkland organic creamy almond butter. What I'm looking for is that only ingredient to be almonds in there, no other added sugars, which this one is. So I'm going to do a big dollop of this on the side to be my dip along with my apples to make this a more balanced and filling snack. I find that if I were to do just the apple, it's not filling enough, but having that almond butter on there for that extra protein, healthy fats really does make this filling, and it's absolutely delicious as well. If you have not tried this before, please give it a try if you like almond butter. All right, and lastly, dinner was shrimp and veggie stir fry with rice medley. Now, I've shown this vegetable stir fry before, but I'm going to start by heating up my pan while I show you this. I get this from Costco. This was a 2-pack in there, so there were 2 servings of this. I had done one of these previously and learned from it. But this is what comes in there. This is the mix that comes with the veggies and the shrimp. And then there's a sauce packet that comes in. And last time I made the mistake of putting the whole sauce packet in, and it was very, very salty. So I'm going to learn from that mistake this time. All right, I'm going to start by heating up oil. This kit is actually really, really simple to make. All you need is a hot pan with some oil in there. And once your oil is going, you're going to add in your veggies and shrimp and cook those down. I like that there's a lot of veggies in there, and there's a decent amount of shrimp as well to provide that protein that we're looking for with all of our meals and snacks. All right, I'm going to give that a stir around and start letting that cook up. And in the meantime, in a bowl of hot water, I'm going to add in that sauce packet that came in there. Since that was frozen, this is what the instructions say to do to help defrost the sauce packet. And that'll sit on the side Well, I cook these veggies and shrimp for about 7 to 8 minutes. And you can of course do it to the wellness that you want it, the doneness that you're looking for. But on the side, while that's going, I'm going to heat up my rice medley. And I love using this one from Trader Joe's. These are frozen rice packets. There's usually 3 that come in a pack. And all you have to do is just pop them in the microwave. This one's a rice medley. They also have a brown rice option, I believe, and a jasmine rice option. I really like this one for the different types of rice that are in there. And all you got to do is just microwave it for 3 minutes and it'll be ready to go. So if you don't have a rice cooker like me, this is a really nice, simple option. All right, let's give those veggies and shrimp another stir. Just keep stirring occasionally to make sure nothing is sticking to the bottom. And I like kind of keeping the lid on there to help cook it through. And there we go. Looks like they're pretty much done. You'll see it released a little bit of juice from those veggies, but overall the shrimp is done, the veggies are done. So now I'm going to add the sauce packet, and I'm going to go with about 1/4 to 1/3. I started with adding 1/4 and then I ended up adding a little bit more later on because I know my husband prefers it on the saucier side. Personally, I probably could have gotten by with just 1/4 of that sauce packet, but if you prefer it a little bit saucier, I'd say go up to about 1/3. Half of the packet max is what I would say, just to help cut back on the sodium, because it is definitely higher in sodium, that sauce packet. So just be mindful of that. But overall, this is a great kit that can easily be made to be healthier just by cutting back on the sauce. All right, so let's put it all together. My rice is ready from the microwave, so I'm going to add that to my bowl, and I'm going to do maybe about 1/3 of that bowl to be rice, which is, I would say, about half of this packet that I'm putting in. So there's my rice all added in, and then all I'm going to do is just top it off with that veggie and shrimp mix, because that's already sauced up and ready to go. So I'm going to fill the rest of my bowl with that mix to make sure I'm getting enough veggies, protein, and balancing out the carbs as well. So I would say this is not the usual, half the plate veggies that I like to go for. This is probably more so maybe 1/3 of each, a little bit maybe lower in protein just because it's not a lot of shrimp pieces, but I try not to go too heavy on the shrimp because of the cholesterol. But overall, in general, I'd say this is a really nice, balanced, easy meal. There's that bite I'm putting together with some shrimp, veggies, and the rice to round it all out. And this was really filling, a little bit saltier, but overall very delicious. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video helped give you some inspiration for ideas for breakfast, lunch, afternoon snack, and dinner that are healthy and balanced options that don't require a whole lot of effort. And if you haven't already done so, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. It really does help my channel grow. And feel free to leave a comment down below with any thoughts, ideas, and suggestions for future videos as well. Thank you so much for watching Healthy Made Simple. My goal always is to make healthy eating and healthy living simple for you and your family. So I do hope that my channel is giving you ideas and inspiration on how to make healthy living simpler on a day-to-day basis. Thanks again for staying tuned. Be on the lookout for future videos, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.